You're good.
Vic Schaefer and I go back to his days at Sam Houston State. We reconnected when he was at Arkansas working for Gary Blair. We hugged each other when we saw one another at the celebration for Texas A&M's entry into the SEC in September of 2011, that membership happening in 2012. Got to introduce him a few times when he was the head coach at Mississippi State, and now as he begins his 6th year as the head coach at Texas, I introduce him once again at SEC Basketball Media Days. He's entering his 41st year of coaching and 21st year as a head coach. As a head coach in the SEC, his career record is 365 in 98 with 3 Final Fours and 2 national championship games. 4-time SEC Coach of the Year, including in 2025 when he led Texas to a share of the regular season championship. And he's a 2-time National Coach of the Year, one of 2 active coaches to take 2 different programs to the Final Four. Interesting fact that I did not know until this moment, he came close apparently to pursuing a career as a Major League Baseball umpire. I wish I had film from those evaluations. Welcome to the podium, Vic Schaefer from the University of Texas.
How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sankey. It's something I've come accustomed to doing, been real fortunate to have been able to do this a lot. I'm honored to be here, honored to be the head coach at the University of Texas, and to obviously be in this incredible conference. Excited about our team this year. Tuesdays and Thursdays are morning workout times, and so we've already practiced today, and we've had 15 practices, and just really looking forward to seeing what this team can become. Every team is different, and certainly we lost some really good players off of last year's team that set a record at Texas for the NCAA era, winning 35 games, and obviously making it to the Final Four was very special. So again, hard sometimes to replace what you lose, but I really love what we did with our freshman class, with Aaliyah Crump, and then our 3 kids out of the portal, Brea Cunningham, Ashton Judd from Missouri, and Taya Sidbury from Boston College. So I think you add those in with our returners, and I really think we've got a chance. That's all we've got. We've got to go live it and got to go prove it. And when you have to prove it in this league, if you can navigate the gauntlet of a 16-game season in the SEC, and then combine that with our non-conference schedule where we have the chance, the opportunity to maybe play South Carolina again in non-conference, as well as opening with UCLA. We also have North Carolina, who I think is preseason number 11, and a Richmond team that's ranked in the top 25. We've got plenty of schedule. Again, looking forward to this team. Obviously, when you start a team with a Rory Harmon and a Madison Booker out on the perimeter, that's a great place to start. And this will be Rory's 5th year with me. And really, again, it's that 2nd year coming off an injury that kids really get comfortable and get back to where their old self. And I thought she had a great year last year. Obviously, she's an honorable mention All-American again, but I think this year will be a really great year for her. Booker's been amazing. She's so mature, has really grown. As a junior now, has really taken on some leadership responsibilities that I really want her to do. And then Kyle Oldacre, our young lady who came off the bench last year behind Taylor Jones, who was an All-American as well. I think she's going to have a great year as well. If I had to bring up another player or two, it'd be Jordan, who I think has really had a great a great summer and a great fall for us. I think she's going to be a great option for us on the wing, opposite Book. And we have really great competition right now at the 4 with Justice Carlton returning as a sophomore, and then Ashton Judd and Taya Sidbury, our 2 senior transfers. So, again, we've added Aaliyah Crump, who can really shoot it, really can play offensively. She's a typical freshman learning the defensive piece, but she will. She stays in every drill, and you got to get her off. You have to ask her to get off. So she's learning that role. And then you have Bree Preston. You know, Rory's fast. Bree is electric. And so I'm just excited about that group and what they bring to the table. So, questions?
Thank you, Coach. If you have a question, raise your hand. Emma and Molly have a microphone. We'll start right here in the center aisle.
Coach Wilson Jackson with the Knicks basketball. It goes without saying the impact of Madison Booker and Rory Harmon, but I wanted to ask you about your now sophomores in Jordan Lee and Brianna Preston. Had phenomenal impact in that tournament run last year. What's your what do you expect them to, I guess, take the next step in terms of their evolution and growth coming into this season?
Yeah, I think those 2 kids are, man, they're really exciting and to watch play. And you're right, they had a big impact in our run late in the year. Preston played big minutes for us down the stretch. Jordan Lee was obviously on the all-freshman team. So I think those 2 are ready to really be impact players for us this year. Like I said, when you're watching practice and you know how fast and how explosive Rory can be, but man, Bree Preston is electric. Like she's got a different gear sometimes than anybody I've ever seen. So I'm excited about those 2. And again, Justice, our other sophomore, she's battling some tendonitis right now, but just getting her to understand the speed of the game, and if I can ever get her to play both ends equally as hard with equal focus, that kid can really impact our team. And so I think those 3 sophomores, man, I love them, you know, and I think they bring a lot to the table, and they've had good practices to date.
Have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Right up front here with AP.
Hey, Coach. AP Stedham, AP as we see it. Coach, what led you to play in this game in Las Vegas against UCLA?
Yeah, I think you probably know. You know, it's a game in the New Era event where we're going to be able to make some money for NIL for our players. And look, I'll play the Boston Celtics best out of 7 for $1 million. So probably only be 4 games, but that'd be all right. But nonetheless, it's a great opportunity for our kids to play on a national stage against, you know, 4 of the top 7 teams in the preseason polls. So it's, you know, it'll get your attention in a hurry. You got to be ready early. And so, you know, for us, I think it's a great opportunity. And again, much like our football team going to Ohio State and playing that opening game, our men's basketball is doing something very similar. We're gonna do it as well. And again, I think it gives your kid. My kids they'd rather be in those games, to be honest with you. For me as a coach, when you're wanting to bring along some freshmen or some younger kids or even some new additions that you're trying to get into your system, like a senior who's been in a different system for 3 years, you might like playing some of those other teams. But at the end of the day, my kids, I'll have their attention going into those games, and that's what you want. So, I think you're a different team in November to February. So I don't know how much it gets you ready for February, but at the same time, I think our kids will be excited about it. I know our fans will be. You got to add in then playing in North Carolina in the ACC SEC Challenge. You know, we're going to be loaded up early. But that event is a great event, and we certainly appreciate the opportunity to be in that event.
Coach, we'll go over on our left-hand side on the far aisle.
Hey, Coach. Brooke with the Players Tribune. What's the best piece of advice you've received throughout your coaching career?
You know, I've talked about this a lot. You know, Commissioner and I got to know each other back in the 90s when I was at Sam Houston State and he was in the Southland Conference. And, you know, I think most everybody knows the story, but I'll tell it again. I get the job in 1990 at Sam Houston State, and I'm no more ready for that job than a man in the moon. Don't have a contact one in the women's game. I've never been a head coach. I'm going to a school that is trying to go Division I, but yet still has Division II budget and Division II mentality, really, to be honest. And so we're just trying to survive. And my first 3 years were pretty rough. I think we were 11-16, 9-18, and my third year was 6-20, and did it with a bunch of freshmen, but really, really struggling. And that's when I met my wife, Holly. And you know, she gave me some good advice one day early in our relationship, and it's simply this: if they don't like you, they're not going to play hard for you. And I think the value in that as a coach, and it wouldn't matter if I walked across the hall today and coached the men. I just think kids need to know you care about them. And that was her message, and that if they know they love you, they know that you love them and you care about them, you can get them to play really hard for you. And I think anybody that knows my teams over the years, the biggest compliment I get is that, man, Vic, your kids play really hard. And you know, y'all, after a game, win or lose, if I know we played our guts out, like, I'm good. The outcome is really secondary in my mind. If I know we absolutely played our guts out, I'm good. And so that piece of advice changed me, along with the other piece, which was stop worrying about things you cannot control. I think that's the second thing that I tell coaches when I'm talking to them about things. I wasted way too much time on how much money Gary Blair had at Stephen F. Austin. You know, they were our quote-unquote rival. It's hard to have a rivalry when you're getting your butt beat every time you play somebody. And so, you know, and that was going on. Stephen F., he had the biggest salary. He had a full-time staff. I had one GA, you know, and my budget was $20,574. That was for everything. Team travel, officials, recruiting, telephone, postage. I can tell you in 1991, my budget was $20,574. Again, stop worrying about what you can't control. I can't control that. I don't have a staff. Just do the best you can with what you got. And once I stopped worrying about that and I took her advice, my career changed. 2 years later, I'm Coach of the Year in the league. 2 years after that, I go to Arkansas with Coach Blair, and the rest is history. I mean, it's been a blur. I mean, you think about it. I was just in the pilot's room, and the pilots happened to be from the University of Arkansas, and they had to excuse me, let me come in there and change. I said, guys, don't, you know, I did coach at Arkansas 6 years, so I appreciate the kindness of letting me borrow the room, but it's just been a blur from there. And so, but to answer your question, I think those are two things that really I've tried to live by and live with every day. And again, that doesn't mean I don't apologize for being demanding. I think our kids understand the love that we have for them. Part of that love is discipline and accountability. That's the best thing you can give your child if you're a parent. And they see that. I know they see that in me and my staff, and we try to give that to them as well.
Here we have one more back here, fourth row, right in front of you, Coach.
Hey, Coach, how are we doing? Carlos Garcia with 16 WAPT. Madison Booker, what she's done in just 2 short years, you know, Conference Player of the Year last year, 2-time Small Forward of the Year. You've coached a lot of great players in your tenure. What do you think sets her apart, and what does she do different from some of the other great players that you've had the opportunity to coach?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. I think when you're as good as she is, I think there's more than just one thing. And with Madison, she's so cerebral as a player. She's very unselfish. She enjoys the assist as much as the bucket. If you were to see her right now, she is a pro. I'm not talking about a pro player. Yeah, her skill set is going to be great at that level when that comes, but she's a pro in how she approaches taking care of herself, her body physically, mentally. Her leader, she's doing a great job right now in my gym being a leader, being positive, being the juice, talking, communicating. I mean, these are things that I've seen in growth with her that maybe she wasn't comfortable doing as a freshman, and most freshmen aren't. But I just think when you look at her total, where she is as a human being, as a young woman, the maturity that she has, she's different. And I've coached some great players, y'all, over the course of my career. Been very, very fortunate. But I just think, again, she's in the gym early. She's in there with Blair. They're getting shots up every day, every day. And again, we have something that we talk about a lot, and it's just real simple. The game honors toughness, and you get out of it what you put into it. The game's real fair. You get out of it what you put into it. And she puts so much into her game. Everything I just told you, like, that ain't easy. Like, for kids, they're kids. They have you want them to be able to enjoy being young and being on a college campus and doing college things, but she does that, and she does the things that are important for her to be the player that she is. And I think that's what's allowed her to separate herself and have the success that she's had. I'm going to tell y'all, the only thing harder than winning the league is being predicted to win the league. The only thing harder than being player of the year is being predicted to be player of the year. You're the number one person on the scout sheet every night. Every night. That's the first person they're talking about when they start putting together a scouting report on your team. She's the first one. And she did it a year ago. And so I think when you think about those things and about her and her career, in such 2 short years, I mean, it's quite remarkable. And, she'll have a chance to be the all-time greatest in the history of the University of Texas. She'll have a chance to set the record for the most points scored in the history of the university. But she'll do that because she puts in the work. She puts in the time. And, again, that's why she's so unique and special. Again, I've coached some great ones there. There's one right there on the wall. But Book is different. And again, she's grown and she's so mature right now. And again, she's a great teammate. Like, you have no idea what kind of a kid that kid is. She is a great kid, great teammate. Family raised her right, mom and dad, auntie, grandma. She is, because of those folks, who she is today. And so, again, fortunate to have her with us. And, again, her and Rory are a great place to start when you start thinking about a team because they play so well off each other.
Coach Schaefer, thank you for your time this afternoon.
You got a date?
We're just moving on. We've got your players here.
All right. Thank y'all.